Welcome back to Off the Beaten Path. I wanted to show a different method that I've been using as of late. Typically I use the method that I've shown in the past where there are just a bunch of 1 gallon pots with Pro Mix in them, and I kind of put the cuttings in almost birthday candle style where they go all the way around the pot, not in the center, and I just top wrap them with parafoam. But I started using actually, a buddy of mine, Rick, some of you might know him as Jazz Bass, showed me this method where he took sand, like basic clay sand, and just put some of the cuttings in there, and it was crazy because this is, I guess today will make it 2 weeks, which I'm not wild about the leaf development because I want to try to keep that down to a minimum, because once it goes out into the sun, it's probably going to be zapped. But the root development was really impressive. So I had a few. This is Bradina del Nord. That's Tatiana's version. The Unknown Yellow Greek, that's Aaron Del Monte's. I really love this variety, and I've always found it to be really hard to root, or at least very stubborn to root. But these are crazy, and you know what Rick told me is that you want to keep, most of the cuttings to the surface where you don't want to have them buried in the sand. So it ends up working out pretty good. And then finally, so I used that, and then Zafiro, which everybody kind of knows about, which is sometimes a little bit stubborn as well. I mean, it's crazy. They're kind of rooting into each other. And just as sort of a one versus the other, I decided to try sphagnum moss because that's sort of how I started. When I first started rooting cuttings, this is Blanche d'Argenteuil. It's another favorite of mine. You can see there's some root initials, but these are not roots. This is just part of the sphagnum moss. But like there's some root initials on here, so it's getting to be that point. These are on heat mats, just like the sand ones. For whatever reason, I don't know what it is, the sand tends to work, at least in this experiment, certainly has worked a lot better, a lot faster. This is Cavalier. This is, again, about the same amount of time. If you notice, there's some mold on there, which I'm not loving. As a matter of fact, on this one, I saw some of just complete mold. This is bad, and I really think, sphagnum moss, a lot of times people say use it because it's sterile, but I'm not so sure, number one, and number two, it's obviously doesn't have the degree of success, and certainly not the rate of success as these, which again I'm really proud of. I look at them every day, and they do have a little bit of condensation on here, but if you notice the sand is I would call it moist but not wet. You can't like ball it up; it won't stay into like a ball of sand. It's pretty flaky, but it's got enough moisture in it. And I think, Rick told me, make sure you use play sand. This is actually construction sand, like the kind you'd use for pavers and stuff like that. And because I already had it, so I figured I'm going to buy it anyway. But I think it must also be at least more sterile than I thought, because the results on here I'm just very, very pleased with. Thanks for watching.